Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be swatching and playing around with the Phoenix watercolors. So you've probably seen these, they've been around for a little bit now. I just finally pulled the trigger on them. I got mine off Amazon, but they are the Studio Set, 48 colors. It says artist quality. A few of these have been showing up in my comparison videos, so I thought now would be a good time to grab a palette, and that way when I do comparisons, I'm not buying them individually. That said, you can buy these individually, open stock. So it has a little pamphlet here giving us all of our colors and pigment information, which is always good. No Lightfast information on here. I'll have to see if it's online. But really today I just want to swatch them and kind of see how they look. It's a really pretty metallic like sheen to this case. I'm a sucker for packaging. So here are all the colors. I like how they're all nice and wrapped. So yeah, the next step is going to be unwrapping all of these, and then I'll get my swatch book out and we'll see what these colors can actually do. So we have our lemon yellow hue, which is PY 175. Cadmium yellow pale hue, PY 175 and PY 65. Drawn brilliant light, PW 6 and PY 110. Gamboge hue, PY 150, PR 209. These actually re-wet pretty well. I did give a big spritz over the whole palette, which is something I do if I plan to use a whole palette. Cadmium yellow hue, PY 97, PY 65. Now the one thing with these paints is the pans are not marked, so I'll have to like go back in, match everything up and make sure I can label them. Cadmium orange hue, PY 83, PO 43. But that's not uncommon for these more budget-friendly ones. I know these advertise as artist grade, but they definitely are not, though they're not too bad. Vermilion hue, PR 255, PY 65. I've actually used these ones a lot in comparisons already. They have these in tube paints as well. So when I do my full collection video, I will show you guys those. And then I'll likely be also getting rid of like some of these pans. Cadmium red pale hue, PY 65, PR 255. And the reason I say I'll be getting rid of some of the pans is I just have so many paints, and well, eventually you gotta see it. This one is cadmium red hue, PR 149, PR 255. Okay, now we are onto Scarlet Lake. And I'm just using my Princeton Neptune. I do want to get back to my black velvets though. So this is a single pigment, PR3. Ooh, I like that one. And I don't mind going over the lettering. Obviously the line is there to check transparency, but that's kind of the point. Cadmium red deep hue, PR 254, PR 188. I am a little sloppy today, I apologize. Alizarin Crimson Hue, PR 206. I had actually started this a long time ago. I had gotten this set started to unbox it and then forgot. Permanent Rose, PV19. So it's kind of funny that I'm coming back to it now, but hey, better late than never. I just found it when I was starting to do my watercolor collection, and I was like, well, I better include that one, huh? Rose Madder Hue, PR206. I think I used the Dioxazine Violet from this palette when I did the comparison. Purple Lake, PV19. Ooh, I like that. I do like PV19 as a pigment. It's always been one of my favorites. Okay, Mauve. PR122, PV23. Yeah, PV19 is a pigment I really do enjoy. Dioxazine Violet, PV23. Oh yeah, I remember this one. And these are budget paints, but hey, you know, people hear the word budget and just go, oh, I shouldn't use them. Well, light fast reading matters, but it depends on what you're painting. Ultramarine, PV29. If you're not painting things that are going to be hung on a wall, they're just in your sketchbook, they're for your own enjoyment, or you're new to watercolor, honestly, there's nothing wrong with playing around with cheaper paints. Cobalt Blue Hue, PV29, PW5. Because you don't need to worry about the light fast rating of a paint if you're not doing gallery light conditions here. Verde Blue, PV29. Light fast reading is most definitely reserved for, you know, people who are more in their element with painting. They know what they need. Cerulean Blue Hue, PV15. They're doing commission pieces. They're doing pieces that are going to get hung up on a wall, or, you know, stuff like that. Sketchbook, I mean, are you going to be looking at your sketchbook 100 years from now? Turquoise, PB15. Oh my gosh. PG7. Sorry, the second that one came out, I was in love. But the thing is the most important thing is paint does not determine the outcome of your painting. Phthalo Blue, PB15. Paint actually plays a minor role because it's really paper that is first. Now, can a really icky set of paints ruin it? Of course. I mean, Prussian Blue, PB27. Ooh, why is there red in there? Let's try to get this one. Like, you know, because really, really cheap paints can be chalky. Well, that's just how it is. This one does not want to re-wet very well. It's kind of concerning. But yeah, so like, I mean, really cheap paints could be a little bit too chalky. And then that's a concern. Phthalo Green, PG36. But yeah, I mean, if you're new to painting, really getting to know your pigments, finding a brand you like, and there's people that paint with these budget brands and make amazing things. Again, Viridian Hue, PG7. They're not doing commissioned artwork, so it's just not an important factor for them, and it's really important to know that. But also, yes, cheap paints could be chalky. Emerald, PG7, PY175. So, I mean, you can only go so cheap. But you don't need to break the bank going and buying, you know, Lucas paint or Old Holland if you're brand new to watercolor. Leaf green, PG7, PY1, because you may not really like a certain color, or you'll start to learn your pigments and be like, I don't really like the way that pigment plays. Hooker's green dark, PY139, PB15, PG7. So it's really important to get to know your paints, your pigments. Find out if you like to paint wet on wet, wet on dry. Hooker's green light, PY139, PB15. Ooh, that's dark. And PG7. And, you know, save your money. Play around with the cheaper paints. Not dollar store cheaper, but cheaper. And go from there. Permanent green dark, PW6, well that's concerning. PB15 and PY1, yep. I was like, I saw PW6 and thought that's an odd color to put in there, but we'll see how it is when it dries. Olive green, which is on my list to do a comparison, PBK7, ooh, PB15. Okay, we have our sap green, PY139, PG36, and PR101. Now we're on to raw sienna, PR101, PY42. Some of these, despite how I wet them, are pretty hard to get the color. Yellow ochre, PY42. Some pan paints are just not the best when it comes to re-wetting, and that's something to consider because these Phoenix paints, I've used their tubes and it's a different story. Raw umber, PBR7, PY42. So I mean, keep that in mind. Burnt sienna. Not all pan paints are great when it comes to re-wetting. PR101. In fact, I've seen some that are just awful. My favorite brand of paint is Roman Schmal, and they re-wet really nice. Light red, PR101. Oh, that's thick. But, I mean, not all pan paints re-wet the same, but like I said, some just aren't very good. Indian red, PR101 as well. I was concerned at first because when I saw that color, I was like, that's kind of an Indian red. But I'm seeing now why. Burnt umber, PBR7, PY42. Oh, I like that. The way that one paints out. Okay. Van Dyke brown. It's kind of interesting because some paints in this set are like out of order, and I'll show you when we get there. PBR7, PR101. Now we have sepia, PBK7, PBR7. Let's see, here we go. Example, indigo. Is that chilling down here? I'll put these in order at another time. PBK7, ooh, PB29, PB15. Now we have Payne's Gray. I love Payne's Gray because depending on the brand, it can be so different. PBK7, PB29, PB15. Ivory. I'm gonna have my lamp black, but this is not really ivory, but it's PBK9. Why is it called ivory? That's a new one. I had to double check it, but it's right. Like I said, the pans aren't labeled, but I double checked my count. Lamp black, PBK 6, ooh. Chinese white, oops. This one is going to, yep, we're gonna ignore my Chinese white. What happened is I accidentally mixed them, but it's PW5, which is interesting. All right, permanent green light, PG7, PY1. Oh wow, that's bright. Okay, so we're gonna dry these and then we'll take a look, kind of go over it. Okay, so here is the Phoenix Artist pan set. So just, this is the pan set here. I do like you have some mixing spots, so that's always nice. And then here's the swatches. I mean, overall, it's actually a pretty good palette. Tons of greens, tons of greens. I don't know why these ones are out of order. Ignore my Chinese white, but I was kind of disappointed in the Prussian blue, though. I'm going to play with that. I really hope that's not how their Prussian blue is, because look at that. That is just washed out. I know I used the dioxazine violet in my comparison. I like the lemon yellow hue. They've got a good selection of single pigment colors. This mauve is actually really pretty. So is the cerulean blue. And I'm really enjoying some of these greens. I especially am like looking forward to fall. And I'm loving this Hooker's Green Light, Hooker's Green Dark, this olivey green. Like I said, I have an olive green comparison coming up after I do my watercolor collection. But overall, it's a really good palette. Obviously, most of these you could mix up yourself. I still need to do a video on the essentials to creating a palette and go from there, but at least we have this as a reference. I would love to know if you bought the Phoenix paints, what you think, if you used them. This is just kind of an unboxing and first impressions. And once we get through my entire watercolor collection, which is going to be a fun series that will include these, but I'm actually going to swatch all paints I have from every brand on sheets, and it's going to be interesting. And then at the end we'll do like a roundup, and yeah, then we can see all 300 plus paints I have, which is just downright ridiculous. Trust me, I know. But I'd love to know if you bought this, what colors you love. I mean, I'm loving this turquoise, loving it. Really, some of these colors are really pretty. That turquoise though, the second I swatched that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in love. Now, will I keep these? I will keep them for comparisons, but my goal is to actually start whittling down my entire collection, which is why I'll be doing that video soon, or videos. So yeah, I plan to kind of like slowly decrease and get to the colors I love. But I would love to know your thoughts on this palette. If you've used these paints, share below. I plan to do some painting with a lot of my colors too before I get rid of them, but most of my tutorials will be with my preferred brand, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, until next time guys, take care. Bye now.